Hello everyone, this is Ogre Boy, and I'm going to be doing a Q&A. I have a friend that's been asking me to do one for quite a while, so I'm going to go ahead and do one. I'm thinking about maybe making this a monthly thing, where maybe once a month, towards the end of the month, I do a Q&A. If you want me to do more, let me know in the comments, and you're welcome to ask the questions for the next one in there, and I'll try to get them written down and answer them in the next Q&A. First questions, he has two. My friend Derek from Derek's Horror Corner, awesome YouTube channel. The first question is top 5 slasher movies. So number 5 would be Halloween, number 4 would be Scream, number 3 would be Nightmare on Elm Street, the original. Number 2 would be Friday the 13th, the final chapter. And number 1 would be Child's Play 2. He also asked my favorite horror franchise. Child's Play. That's easy. That was one of the easiest questions for me. Then my friend Tyler Day, he asked me, how do I feel about the new way red crystals are made in the Star Wars canon? I don't think I actually ever knew how the old ones were made. I always assumed that the dark side had the red crystals like all of the other ones, but I didn't really know. But I think I've heard the new way is like the Siths, when they're using the dark side to make their lightsabers, it bends the crystals or something and it turns them red. I don't know if that's true, but if it is, I think it's pretty cool. And he also asked, which one do I like better, the new canon or the old canon Star Wars? I like a little bit of both. I've read a few of the old canon books and I like some of them, and I like some of the video games in the old canon, like that were on PS2 and stuff. I can't remember all the names of them, but I think one of them was The Force Unleashed. I like that one quite a bit. And I like some of the older video games. I don't think they make newer video games, but I'm not for sure. I think the last one they had came out like right around the time The Force Awakens came out. I haven't played it though, so I'm not for sure. But as far as the canons go, I like a little bit of both. Like I said, I haven't really read a whole lot of the new canon, but so I probably do like the old one better. But I've liked what I've read of the new too. Then my friend from Random Matt Videos, Matt Hart, he asked me a few questions. So the first one, he said, how old was I when I first started watching horror movies? I was 10 years old. He said, favorite slasher movie, or slasher character, Chucky, easily. How old am I? 26. Favorite animal, it goes back and forth. I like turtles a lot, like all kinds of turtles, everything. Mainly like sea turtles and tortoises. I've always been obsessed with them, but I also like elephants a lot too. So I go back and forth. Sometimes I'd say my favorite is elephant, or sometimes I'll say my favorite is turtle, because I like both of those. And he said who are my favorite YouTubers. I've got a lot. Matt, you're definitely one of them. Derek from Derek's Horror Corner, Esley from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews, Matthew Santoro, Cody Leach, Lee from Drum Dums. There's a lot of other ones too. That's just a few of them. The guys at Crap My Dad Makes Me Watch, I love watching their videos. So there's just quite a few that YouTubers and YouTube channels that I love to watch. Um, Next is from my friend Heather. She asked me if Harry Potter, Luke Skywalker, Shrek, Woody from Toy Story, Spider-Man, and the Tin Man from The Wizard of Oz were to be in a death fight, or fight to the death, who would I choose to win? And it's a really hard question because she knows I'm like a huge fan of all these characters. I don't know who I would choose. I don't think any of them would actually even try to kill each other, to be honest. I really want to see any of them kill each other. Now, I guess if I had to choose which one I'd want to win, I guess I'd go with Luke Skywalker. I guess I don't know. Not very easy question to answer. Like I said, I guess Luke Skywalker. Next is from my really, really weird friend Troy Willis. He asked me, would I marry a maxi pad? Like, who would marry a maxi pad except for you, Troy? I mean, that's just one of the weirdest things I've ever been asked. But yeah, so definitely no. Next is from my friend Julia Boatwright. She has a YouTube channel. I forgot to mention that in my favorite YouTubers as well. A Girl and Two Cats. First, she asked me who's my favorite movie director. Easily Steven Spielberg. I love all of his movies and everything. He's just one of my favorite directors. Jaws, Jurassic Park, Indiana Jones, E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind. There's so many great movies and everything. So easily Steven Spielberg. And he said, if you could cast your own horror film, who would you cast as the protagonist slash antagonist? For the protagonist, I'd probably go with Emma Roberts. She's one of my favorite actresses and everything. And as far as antagonists go, I'd probably have to say Bill Moseley he played Chop Top in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2, and he also is in House of a Thousand Corpses and most of Rob Zombie's movies. I think he's in most of them. There's just something about him I really like. And I also wouldn't mind seeing Robert Englund as a villain. If Tim Curry was able to, he would be my top pick to play a villain in a horror movie. Because Tim Curry's one of my favorite actors, and he's really great at playing villains. So it'd definitely be Tim Curry if he was able to do it and everything. And she also asked what kind of horror movie, like Freddy or Jason or psychological. I'd probably say mixture, maybe a little bit of psychological and slasher at the same time. I think would be kind of cool. And then she said, yeah, but yeah, I don't know what the movie would be about. I'd have to really think. It'd probably be inspired by a lot of the classic slasher movies and everything. Okay, and the next is from my friend Esley from Entertainment Fanatic Reviews. First question was, what got me into horror? My uncle rented a movie from Blockbuster, Jaws, and we watched that, and then I was kind of hooked on horror ever since, and everything. But I kind of grew out of my horror phase after a couple years and everything, and recently I've just kind of gotten back into horror again. And I think it's largely been because I've had a hard time getting a hold of a lot of the horror movies and stuff because they're really expensive. But in the last couple of years I've been able to start getting my collection going again, and I'm really gotten back into the horror genre. Um, then he asked, what was my first horror movie? Pretty much just answered that with the last one, Jaws. That was the first horror movie I ever saw. If I could play any instrument, what would they be? Maybe the drums. I'm not sure. Well, I don't know though, because I don't really like loud noises. I'm not sure what kind of instrument I'd like to play. Maybe the keyboards. I used to really get into playing the keyboards when I was in school. Everything they were trying to teach us when I was like in third grade, I always really kind of enjoyed that. So I guess I say the keyboards or maybe the drums. Then he said, favorite non-horror franchise. Goes between Harry Potter and Star Wars. Changes every. Sometimes I'll say Harry Potter. Sometimes I'll say Star Wars. Right now, I say Star Wars, but I also like the MCU a lot, Marvel Cinematic Universe. Those are probably my top 3 favorite non-horror franchises. He said Chucky or Jason. Easily Chucky. I love Jason, but just really can't beat Chucky. Well, I mean, I guess it'd probably be easy to beat. He's not that big, but you know what I mean. Favorite video game? Croc Legend of the Gobos. It's a PS1 game that I used to play all the time as a kid. I still have it, in fact, and everything, but I need to get it cleaned because it doesn't work very good anymore. But I always enjoyed playing that game. Then the last question from Esley is, or actually he has 2 more. Favorite music? I like country, pop, rock, some rap, and like music from music from musical movies, I guess, show tunes. I like a little bit of all that, but my main favorite is like classic country from anywhere from the 40s to early 90s. It's my favorite type of country. I like some of the stuff from the early 2000s, but I wouldn't really consider most of that stuff country and everything. I don't really like any of the stuff that they call country nowadays, but yeah, I still like some of the new pop music, not as much as I used to, but every once in a while I'll hear a new one that I like. I like Taylor Swift quite a bit. But next is Mickey from Savini Jason, another YouTuber I forgot to mention in the favorite YouTubers. I really like watching his videos. He does some really cool movie reviews and stuff. He asked me my favorite horror movie of all time. Jaws. If it was slasher, like I said, slasher, I'd go with Child's Play too. But overall horror movies, Jaws is my favorite of all time. And he asked me who's my favorite final girl. Easily Nancy Thompson from A Nightmare on Elm Street. Well, Nightmare franchise isn't my very most favorite, it's not my least favorite either. It's one of my favorite franchises, but I feel like Nancy's probably my favorite final girl. I've really liked her a lot. I hate that they killed her off in the 3rd one, but I liked how they brought Heather Langenkamp back for New Nightmare. I thought that was really cool. But yeah, I think Heather Langenkamp was excellent at playing Nancy, and she's easily my favorite final girl. But anyway, that was my first Q&A. If there's any other questions you'd like me to answer, let me know in the comments, and I'll probably do another Q&A maybe sometime in the next couple weeks. I had a lot of fun doing this one, so next few weeks I'll probably try to do another one maybe once a month. Thinking about doing one either at the beginning of the month or maybe once at the beginning and once at the end. If you'd like me to do more than one a month, let me know. And thank you, and feel free to like and subscribe. And if there's any top 10 lists, movie reviews, or movie series rankings you'd like me to do, let me know, and I'll get to them as quick as I can. And thank you, and have a good day.